Hey Internet, it's your old friend Dominic here with the All-American Casino Guide, a channel dedicated to providing you with all the tips, tricks, tutorials, and trivia that you possibly need to know about casinos and casino games. Well, if you're a fan of the channel and not one of those notorious fake fans that are pretty much everywhere all around YouTube, then you'll know that we love playing Texas Holdem, but we also like playing Omaha. And we get together every once in a while, myself and the rest of the American Casino Guide crew, the ACG crew, and we play with some regularity online. Well, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to review one of those games that we previously recorded, and I'm going to kind of give commentary now that I can see all the players' hands visibly. Obviously, when I played this a few weeks ago, I did not know what they had, so I played the hands as best as I could. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's look at this first hand here. Let's see, Jack Queen to PM Star, King Jack for me. That's so pretty good. Okay, looks like James has a similar hand, King Jack, but this one's on suit with hearts instead of diamonds. It would be kind of weird if he had diamonds as well. There'd be some shenanigans going on there. A lot of diamonds being used up on all the hands, a lot of hearts too. So I don't know what the odds of us getting a flush are going to be. All right, so first to act is going to be Elamir. He's going to call. James, I'm sure, is going to call as well. Adam's got 3 8s, and that's not necessarily going to benefit you because if you have 3 8s in your hand, that means that no more 8s are in the deck. Or at least there's just one more 8, but is it already spoken for? It's not spoken for right now. But there's only one more 8 in the deck. And so the best he's going to hope for is 3 of a kind, even though he already started off with 3 of a kind. It's not really helping him. I mean, I guess he's hedged his bets a bit by having more variety in different suits. But anyway, Adam, what are you going to do? He's going to play 200. He doesn't like playing just for the big blinds. He wants to double it up. Double it up, Adam. All right, so 200. Okay, the price of poker has gone up. We're all very happy with that. Let's see what the flop brings us. Looks like a pair of queens. So that means PM Star is now sitting with 3 of a kind queens. That's pretty monstrous. And I think that's going to be the biggest hand. 2 pair queens and 8s for Adam. 2 pair queens and 7s for myself. And also 2 pair queens and 7s for Elamir. I have a slightly better kicker card with a king. But that's still not going to beat the 3 queens that PM Star is holding. Okay. Let's see. First to act is going to be PM Star. She checks, which is the right thing to do. Slow play this. You've already got a strong hand. No need to tip your hat too early. I bet 600 because I'm a silly aggressive player. Let's see here. Now it's 600. I got some calls. That's good. Looks like fold. James folds on that one. Okay, so then Adam called. Now we got a 10. So 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay, so now she's sitting at almost a gut straight draw, but she's still got the 3 queens as a backup. I mean, if she gets the 8, it'll be a queen high straight, which would be pretty nice. Yeah, so there's that. She's got that going for her. And I'm still sitting with just a pair of 7s, queens, and now I've been outranked a little bit, but by Elamir, who's sitting with queens, 10s, and Adam with his 8 queen, his queen 8, 2 pairs. I mean, everyone's pretty much got the same hands, but just slight difference. You know, right? Slightly better hands overall, but again, PM Star is still holding it out. Let's see what she does here. She checks again on the turn. Interesting. Don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think she should be stoking the pot a little bit. So checks all around. This gives too many options to the players themselves. Okay, so so that's a king high straight. Actually, I was mistaken earlier when I said that she needed the 8 for the queen high straight. I mean, she actually had some outs. She could have got the king or the 8. So she got the king. So that's king, queen, jack, 10, 9. That's a king high straight. That's a fairly good hand. I would be worried though a little bit about the fact that there are queens out there. So there's always the possibility that somebody could have with a pair on the board or with a set of suited cards, or sorry, 3 suited cards on the board. There's always that fear of someone having a flush. And if you're just sitting with a straight, it's tragic when a straight gets beaten by a flush. It really is. It really is. So now she's in a great position. I really hope she bets big. 600 is not really as big as I would think she should be betting right now. Okay, so I'm going to call, even though because I'm now sitting with 2 pair of kings and queens, and Adam's got, queens and 8s. So that's the hand. And it looks like, as we already established, all the money goes to PM Star. Yeah, I think that was overall a very solid hand. I commend her for the way she played that. Okay, let's go to the second hand here. We'll go from the top of the table this time, from the last winner. PM Star, looks like she's got ace high. She's suited on 8-9 for diamonds. I got some spades and some clubs, so I got some options. Then we got a pair of aces. Elmir's kicking around with the bullets, 7 and 6. Now, again, aces in Omaha, I consider aces not necessarily as strong as it is in Texas Holdem. And obviously in Texas Holdem, a pair of aces can be beaten depending on what comes out. But it's a strong hand, don't get me wrong. Then we have James, the Divergenizer, with kind of a mediocre hand. I mean, the thing about Omaha is you have so many cards, and a hand is not really a hand until you see the flop. I mean, anything before the flop, you're just looking at potential cards. Okay, so can see Adam's got king 10, Vendrick queen 9. Yeah, it looks like overall some wild hands here. On the small blind on this hand, it looks like James is going to call. I'm sure Adam's going to call. It looks like Robert's already decided to call, and it looks like I got an option here at small blind. I'm going to call, I'm sure. And Elmir checks. Okay, so let's pause it for a second. King 10-2 is going to look like the only major player to get any sort of advantage in this hand is Adam, who's now sitting on a big pair, two pair, kings and 10s. James has a pair of 10s, and that's about it. I mean, the pair of aces is going to be better than that. So Adam right now is leading the charge, as you would put it. But it's interesting, PM Star has a bit of a kind of a straight draw going. So I got the first option. I'm right off the button. So let's see how I decide to play this hand. I'm going to check to Elmir. Elmir checks. James. I told James no free cards. Let's see if he takes my advice. Don't ever give people free cards, especially if I'm trying to get free cards. He puts out 100. Adam says, no, screw that, 200, as Adam does. He doesn't ever like to play just he likes to take their pot and double it all the time. It's a very aggressive play, but I love him for it. Let's see if I decide to play this. I mean, I'm sitting at like nothing right now. I got nothing. I got 3 clubs. That's the highlight of my hand right now. It looks like a fairly, it looks like Adam got 4 takers. Okay, so here comes another king. Adam is now sitting with a full house. This is going to be interesting to see how Adam plays this hand. I'm going to check. I knew I was going to check before I even saw that I checked. Check. James, again, is he really going to take my advice to heart and never give free cards? No, he decides to check as well. That's because he's got nothing. Adam only bets 200. I think he's trying to slow play me, trying to get me maybe even raise. I would have maybe put in more than that. But I guess if he would have bet more than 200, it would have maybe tipped his hand a bit. And that's not what you want to do. Okay, so it looks like I fold my hand. 200 is too much. 200 is too much. Elmir, he's going to call 200. James, sitting with a 2 pair of 10s and kings, he's going to call. Here comes the 6. Okay, that's gonna be 2 pair now, or aces and kings for Elmir, kings and 10s. But of course, Adam with that massive. Oh, come on, Adam, you better push in heavy. This is your last chance to bet. I mean, it doesn't matter if they fold or not. 800. That's respectable. That's respectable because that way, Yeah, that's only like about a third, a little bit over a third of the pot. So that's certainly. Oh, I'm sorry. Rather, the pot was 3,600. So yeah, overall, that was a great hand, Adam. Very good. I mean, a bit lucky, I suppose. I mean, it's nice having a full house at the turn. So I can't harp on you on that one. Okay, so let's go back to Adam now. What does Adam hold in this hand? He's got not much. Queen high. Let's see. Vendrick's sitting with Jack high with a suited 3-2. Ace Jack for PM Star. I'm sitting with King 2 on diamonds. Let's see. Elamir. He's got a king and a king 10. He's all over the place on suits. He's suited with king 10 though. And James, the Divergenizer, is suited with ace 8. So let's see how this plays out. James is the big blind in this hand. So Adam going to call. He's happy with the $100 bet. It looks like everyone's happy with that $100 bet. Yeah, there you go, $100. All right, so here comes, okay, James has the last option. Looks like we're gonna roll it up. Okay, so an ace 6-8. Wow, that puts PM Star at 2 pair. No help for me. That puts 6, 7, 8. Let's see, that it's almost a straight for Elamir, but he's got a pair of eights for the time being. Pair of aces and a pair of eights for James. Adam sitting with pretty much nothing. Queen high still. 4, 5, 6. I mean, he's got like a gut shot straight draw for a 9 high straight. Let's see. Vendrick is sitting with a couple of hearts. So he's got 4 hearts to the flush. No real help anywhere else. And then we got PM Star. We already talked about her hand. So first to act is going to be Elamir. So how's he feeling about having a pair of eights? How does he feel about that? He checks, as one would do when you have just a pair of eights in Omaha. James pays 500. 2 pair, aces and eights. He feels good. Adam doesn't feel so good. I'm not really feeling I guess Robert just really likes that gut shot flush draw. I fold. It looks like you got 4. Oh, and there it is. Oh, wow, there it is. Now he's got an ace high flush. Obviously, you have to be a little concerned about other people having a better hand. Okay, checks from Elamir, checks from James. Here's Robert is going to check. It's actually rather interesting. He checked there. Maybe he wants to convince us he doesn't have the flush. Okay, he's going to call. James bet 1,200. Elamir, he's sitting with nothing. I don't know why he's calling. He's got a... Yep, there we go. Good play there, Robert. Okay, here's our third hand. Let's pause it for a second. Let's take a look at the last winner. He's got Queen Jack and 8-5 on suit with spades. Pair of 10s to PM Star. I'm sitting with a pair of 4s, so you know that's something. Let's see. Elamir's got a pair of 3s. I guess this is the hand where everyone gets pocket pair. No, I take that back. It looks like, of course, Robert didn't have it, and neither did James. But I mean, 4 out of 6 players had a pocket pair. The best, of course, being PM Star with her pair of 10s. James just has garbage. He's got 8 high and just 8-5 on suit with clubs. Okay, so the first act is Robert, who, like I said, has Queen Jack. Okay, $100. Sure, why not? You know, after a big hand like that, he can pay the big blinds. I'm down to $8,000. Let's see what I do. I got a pair of 4s. Okay, I'm gonna call. All right. So James calls because he's already in for that small blind. Okay, so let's pause it here. Let's see. First to act is going to be James. So James has now 4 clubs to the flush and a pair of 6s to show to it. Looks like Adam's still rocking it hard with I guess he's got 4 clubs to the flush as well, but he's still just rocking a pair of 7s right now. Let's see. Vendrick has got a gut shot straight draw, looking for the 10. 3 cards to the flush. Really no help there whatsoever. Pair of 10s on PM Star. Just nothing really helping there at all. And I'm still loving my life with my pair of, well, I guess I've upgraded to a pair of 6s. But that's not really saying much. Okay, so Adam is going to go ahead and bet 500, even though he doesn't have the best hand. Of course, he didn't know that at the time. He didn't have the best hand, but he did just convince PM Star to get out of the hand with his $500 bet, and he's probably going to convince me. I got a pair of 6s. And there's an ace and a king on the board. That's pretty dangerous. Yeah, I fold. That's what you got to do. So here comes James, the Divergenizer, who is going to call. Okay, so here's another king. So it looks like a pair of kings, king 6 with an 8 kicker. Okay, yeah, 2 pair. So Adam's got king 7, slightly better hand, so he's got 2 pair, kings and 7s. Vendrick's just got the pair of kings. Still waiting on that 10 for the gut shot flush draw, or the straight draw. He's got 2 spades to his flush. All right, so this is gonna be interesting to see how these players bet it out. James with his check-in to Adam. Adam should know not to give any free cards. He's, yep, $500. There you go, Adam. I'm proud of you, my boy. And it looks like Vendrick really likes the gut shot. Okay, there's a 3rd club, and that means that Adam is now sitting with a flush. A fairly good flush at that. Okay, good job, Adam. Okay, let's take a look at the next hand here. So I'm going to start with me this hand. So Novocaine, that's me. I have Queen 10, 3, 6. So I'm suited with diamonds and spades. Looks like Elamir sitting with 3 hearts, King, Queen, 10, 3. That's okay. That's pair of 3s to James, pair of 6s for Adam, pair of 8s for Vendrick. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna play 100. I'm playing 100. Elamir, what are you doing? He's gonna play 100. 100. It looks like family pot right now. Let's roll the cards up. Okay. It looks like that was pair of 7s on the board. That doesn't really benefit anybody right off the bat that I can see. I'm trying to look at 6 players simultaneously with 4 cards. This is a little bit more difficult. Okay, well that's 3. Actually, wait, the 8 though really helps Elamir because now he's sitting with a full house. Wow, 2 monstrous hands on the flop in a row. There you go, Robert. Very nice. And he's the first act, so he's gonna check here. Guaranteed, he's not stupid. He's gonna just check. I hope he just checks. Yeah, he checks. He's gonna let other people do the heavy lifting for him. That's the way you do it. That's the way you slow play it. You know, when someone checks right out of the gate, they either have nothing or they're trying to slow play you. So you gotta be careful. Looks like everyone's checking. James wondering if he's got 2 pair of 7s and 3s. You know, is that something? He's gonna have $300 bet. Kind of telegraphing his hand that he's got a pair of 3s. The devil's bet. Here we go. All right, and then Vendrick decides to raise, gets me out of the hand, guaranteed. I'm not stupid enough to call this, am I? Please don't tell me I'm stupid enough to call this. I hope I'm not stupid enough. Nope, I fold, thank God. Not quite sure what Elamir sees in his hand. I guess he's got 4 hearts. He's hoping for that flush. 2 doesn't really help anybody. This brings me back to what I was talking about as far as blocker cards, is that, you know, Vendrick he paired up that 2, but he doesn't need that 2 because he's already got the pair of 7s on the board. So he knows that there's no way that anybody could have 4 of a kind right now for 2s. Now, they could have a pair of 7s and potentially a 4 of a kind 7, and that would certainly beat his full house, 8s over 7s. But he knows that nobody else, and even if somebody has an 8 and has 2 pair, he's got the other 2 8s. So it's always important to think about not only just what you have, but what other people can't have because of what you have. It's kind of a weird bit of logic, I know. All right, so Elamir, what are you going to do? You're going to check? He got nothing. Yep, check. Checkity check, 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 checkity check. Checks all around. So here comes Vendrick with his last chance to bet. He's got a really monstrous hand. There's 4,000. That's That's a good bet. He bets $4 grand. All right. Okay. And he gets a call from Elamir. I don't know what Elamir has seen on his hand. Maybe he's confused about the rules of Omaha and he thinks he's got a flush. I hope not. All in Adam. Let's change his name to All In Adam. No, he's not all in that much. I just noticed that his pile of chips though was 8888. Interesting. And of course the pot goes directly to Fendrick, who is now massively up on chips. Oh my God, what a big monstrous hand. So what do I have to say about this particular set of hands? Robert, first of all, great job. You played those hands lovely. You did have a bit of luck on your side. I mean, it really helps when you have the winning hand at the flop or the turn. The one hand that you bet 400 oddly, because right out of the gate, everyone folded because you didn't check that hand. You didn't check that hand. So if you have a massive hand like a flush, even a straight, you should check if it's just the flop. I mean, the turn of the river, you're getting less and less opportunities to put money into the pot and get players on the hand. I mean, it's also a good thing to get people out of the hand early, but you know, maybe it's a good idea to let other players do the heavy lifting for you. There's always, in no limit, you don't really have to worry about constantly getting the pot bigger to actually make it worth your time. You could always just go all in, and you just need one taker to turn that pot into something rather large. So anyway, guys, that's it now. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, if you want to leave anything down below as a comment, I would really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this kind of video and you want me to do more videos like this, go ahead and clickety-clack that like button. And if you haven't already, punch that subscribe button and ring-a-ding-ding that notification bell so you'll be notified as soon as we upload the second part of this night of poker and any of the other great tutorials, tips, tricks, and trivia videos that we put up on the channel with quite a bit of regularity. My name's Dominic. This has been the All-American Casino Guide, wishing you luck and reminding you, play responsibly.